everybody's sort of overwhelmed with this record temperatures. But when you sit back and look at it, it is an extraordinary phenomenon that there isn't a simple explanation. It's the beginning of a real climate breakdown.
As people familiar with my YouTube work know, this is Dr. Peter Wadhams I'm talking with this morning again. And Peter is coming to us from La Jolla, California, where he's on vacation, working vacation, visiting the Scripps Institute of Oceanography. So I just wanted to get an update from you, Peter.
Obviously, everybody's worried about at the moment is the global temperature rise that's going on just now, that everywhere is hotter than it's supposed to be. And some of the early thinking about that were in Britain, for instance, when we had a heat wave there, was that followed actually the thinking about this being possibly a result of warming of the Arctic, leading to a reduction in the strength of the jet stream, and it slows down, and large lobes, like a slowly flowing river, and those large lobes give you warm air going to places where it shouldn't go, cold air going to places where it shouldn't go. Now, that fits reasonably well for Britain and Europe, for their extreme heat waves, and also it results in a warmer, an unnaturally warm Arctic. So we've been having very high temperatures in the Arctic Ocean, which are probably going to lead to a very low ice cover this summer. But also, of course, very high temperatures in Europe itself. But the trouble is, these lobes, the theory of slowing of the jet stream leading to a series of lobes, means that there should, alternating with the hot lobes, be cold lobes. There should be regions where there's cold air reaching into latitudes that it shouldn't be at. But there's no sign of those because the warming is so intensive everywhere that we're getting unnaturally warm temperatures throughout the world, including in the southern hemisphere. We're getting summer-type temperatures when it's winter. And everybody's sort of overwhelmed with this record temperatures. But when you sit back and look at it, it is an extraordinary phenomenon that there isn't a simple explanation in terms of the jet stream. It goes beyond all of these things. It goes going into some beginning of a real climate breakdown. It's looking as if
we are in the inflection point of the hockey stick, if we want to call it, where the exponential relationship where climate influences, climate stressors are taking off, and how far along we are, how close we are to going vertical is anybody's guess, but it don't look good. It don't look good. I think that's safe to say.
Well, I suppose another observation from here, which I found absolutely extraordinary, is that the town of Redding, which is in northern California, more or less completely destroyed by wildfires. And the local member of Congress says this has got nothing to do with climate change. He's a Republican, of course. He doesn't believe that climate change is happening, and that this is an accident, and it may be due to, and he comes up with these crazy ideas, magma giving out, venting into the under the Antarctic. He completely sold on ludicrous, nonsensical ideas, despite the fact his town is burning around him.
Well, hopefully they'll vote him out.
Well, if you can't persuade somebody that he's wrong about climate when you're burning down his town, you can't ever do so. And that's an awful thought.
Now, Peter, you're welcome to say how you like, but to me, they're foolish because they've been taken in by an ideology, and they are prone to asserting that ideology over the experience of their eyes and ears. And we are a society that has been co-opted by our media, and we believe what's put in front of us. It's like those rose-colored glasses that never come off us. And guess what? Those rose-colored glasses are now going 3D with virtual reality. And you see youth in the street and adults in the street walking around glued to these little... So we are getting a synthetic reality. And that is a very, very strong component, I believe, sociologically, of our inability as a species to grapple with the wildfires that are consuming our cities.